So I started this series where I explain some of the music of my favorite players. The first one will be about Carl Minor, and this is not like a real song. This is a demo that he made for North American guitar. The original video is called Santa Cruz 1934D on the North American Guitar channel. It's a very nice little bluegrassy piece that I'd like to show you. I hope you will find it useful. So let's take on the first lick, which is the intro lick basically. So it starts on the count of 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So here in the intro he only uses downstrokes. There's an interesting thing about the picking pattern, or the logic behind his picking, is that most country bluegrass guitarists are following this kind of rule. Is that when it's an quarter note beat, it will be a downstroke, and when it's an eighth note offbeat, it will be an upstroke. You will realize this in the next lick, which I will explain, which is the first theme of the song basically. I'll show you how it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So as you noticed, I play, for example, 2 upstrokes here, like he does as well. He likes these string changes supported by a pull-off. I will show you what I mean. So here's like here's a downstroke, upstroke, a pull-off, which is this pull-off takes the place of a downstroke. That doesn't happen. So the next picking is also an upstroke on the next string. Same thing on the G string. Down, up, pull off, up. So you should pay attention on the picking throughout the whole piece. So the next lick is still the main theme, but it's a variation on the main theme. The ending licks will be slightly different. I will show you. 2, 3, 4. Different part. The main theme is the same. And the different part again. Okay, so the next part is what I call the theme B. So the second theme is still in the uptempo section of the song. 3, 4. Okay, so this part I consider the most difficult part of this little song. Particularly this lick where there is this double escape motion, where is basically means that we have to use a picking motion here that escapes the level of the strings after it reaches it. So basically what will happen is that slightly rounded picking motion. So it doesn't work the same way as you know these downward pick slanting shredding parts. If you don't know what downward pick slanting is, I will gladly explain it in another video, or you can look up a guy's channel named Troy Grady. That's where I found this term. I think he coined the term, but I'm not sure. And that's where I discovered how it's called, although I was using these motions for a long time by then. But it's a very useful term, and very useful to think about these picking motions the way he does. So it will be a double escape motion kind of thing, which means that when I pick, I don't get stuck under the strings, if you know what I mean. So with every pick, I can freely change the strings as well. Especially in this part, you can see that there's a different note in every string, and traditionally in bluegrass music, they don't pick it with a sweep picking. I mean, when they are doing this cross picking situation, so for example, then they might do it down, down, up, down, down, up. It can happen. So there is a one possible picking technique for it, but most of the guys are playing it with this double escape motion or two-way pick slanting. So here we use this double escape motion as well. How I would practice it is that I would put this lick on repeat. So for example, that's a good loop. You can create also smaller loops. That would be challenging, for example, on a higher tempo. A good way to practice this kind of stuff. So once again. Pay attention to the picking again. Here, where there are some pull-offs involved, your right hand should act like those pull-offs were picked. So meaning that down, up, down, up, down, up, pull-off, up, down, up, pull-off, up. So basically we are doing the picking motion, or you don't necessarily have to do the picking motion, but it's a good way to think about it first when you are trying this kind of picking tactics, because that's where it originates from. The big advantage regarding this picking technique is that it's easier to keep time, basically, because your hand movement is not synchronized according to the direction of the pick of the string change, but it is synchronized to the groove and to the tempo of the song. So when you are doing it in a higher tempo, and I will play it with a 16th note fill in the same tempo. So I can stay with this groove throughout the whole song, and I don't have to think about the picking, because it's a given, because the groove and the beat subdivision of the whole song gives the picking its own direction. The method is a little bit similar to this campfire style songs. I don't know, let's say this one. So kind of a similar situation. Next one would be the middle part of the song where he's doing a ritardando, he's slowing down the last lick, so maybe not this much, but you know what I mean. And then the first one is picked by a pick here, and then he does a hammer on and picks the first two notes like a double stop on the G and the B string with the middle and the ring finger. Just a little detail that I picked up. You don't have to do it like this, so if you are more comfortable with the pick, just use the pick. The second one he also plays it with the pick, so it's like, I will play it to you slowly. So that would be the first lick. So it's a D major chord without the third, so it's technically a fifth. And we are using the G major scale to walk down. So. Forget how it goes. Okay, then we are going to A major. Oh, and these are just strums, you know. And here it is. There's the bass hammer on here, which is very bluegrassy. Okay, then we go to an A major chord, and we will arpeggiate it, which means we play it notes separately with alternate picking. So first, so the first one, so basically from the A string to the B, alternate picking. Okay, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So the second time we do the same thing, only we don't play the B string, but the E string. So the lick again. This would be the whole thing again. I will play it to you slowly. I play it for you with the metronome as well, so you can have a better sense of the timing. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Then the next lick comes, which is a slight variation to the first one. 2, 3, 4. this next lick will take place. We will jump up to the 7th position. Here the second dot on the third dot, sorry, on the guitar. And we're gonna do a slide. So it's a open D string, and we slide up to the third of the chord, which is an F sharp, which is the 9th fret on the A string. And here we are going to play a D major scale. I'll show you again, but I'm not talking, so you can follow more easily. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. I will explain it actually. So what happens is that we are going up on a D major scale. Not all of the notes of the D major scale, so we are skipping the 4th, for example. Then we come down a 3rd. 3rd down again. And this is where we arrive. Pay attention to these parts where we are making these strings ring together. It's a very sweet sound. Sometimes it can be a little bit dissonant, which means like there's some tension in some of these sounds, but in some of them there is this resolution, and it can create a very nice effect. So the second part of this lick is the following. So now in this part he doesn't use a slide, he uses a hammer-on, and the walk up to this note is a little bit different. So he basically arpeggiates a D major chord here, starting from the 3rd, so or the 9th, hammer on to the 3rd. So it looks like this with the metronome. Okay, the very last lick is going back to the main theme, basically, and there is this very complicated looking and not easy to play ending lick, which I will show you. So it comes with the regular stuff that we learned before. It's the same thing so far. Here's where the trick comes. So again, I will play with the licks. So again, I will play the lick. 2, 3, 4. And that's the end of it. I hope you enjoyed it and find it useful. If you like what I just did, then please subscribe, push the bell, and the tabs will be downloadable from my Patreon site when I will have one. And I will put the link in the description as well. So I hope you found it useful and have fun practicing it.